Hello, and welcome to another. Hey, wait a second. Who's the wise guy? Okay, that's much better.
Oh my gosh!
Nice. Today's podcast will continue our series on your FCAT review. Remember, the purpose of the podcast is to get you ready for the FCAT in April so you do not channel your inner Tom Brady. Nice. All right, let's chop to it. Problem number 10 from your FCAT packet review. Remember, the first thing we're going to do is red light, stop, and read the problem. Next thing we're going to do is yellow light, slow down, underline, circle, box, important information. So if you would, please underline or circle in pounds on your graph. Please underline, circle in pounds both on the y-axis and x-axis. Nice. And if you would, please underline the question, which equation best represents the relationship shown in the graph? All right, before we green light the problem, let's jump in our time machine and travel back in time to chapter 2. Strap yourself in, it's going to be a crazy ride. We've arrived back at chapter 2. Nice. We talked about linear equations, slope, y-intercept, slope-intercept form, standard form, rise over run, and our infamous negative slope, nice, and our positive slope. Boy, so many points on the screen there, I can't even keep track of them. On your paper, if you would, please label the x-axis, which goes sideways. And on your paper, please label the y-axis, which goes up and down. A couple observations I'm going to make. This is a positive slope. Mr. Phillips loves when the roller coaster is going up and to the right. So I'm going to ask myself, are there any answers that I can eliminate? All the slopes are positive here, so I cannot eliminate any of the slopes for being negative, but that is the first thing I'm going to try. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify the y-intercept. Well, if I pretend that this line continues here on my dotted line with an arrow, my y-intercept would be right here at 0. So the question is, where is the y-intercept in this equation? Well, if you are smarter than the average 8th grader in Lee County, you would say, Mr. Phillips, there is an invisible 0 for my y-intercept on each of these equations. That's why we don't see a y-intercept. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find the rise and the run. Slope is rise over run. So my rise will be 8.8. That's where the 8.8 came from right here. That's my rise. My run, if I translate this down, is going to be 10. So that's where my 10 came from. So I have a rise of 8.8 over a run of 10. That means 8.8 divided by 10. So on your paper, please write 8.8 over 10. That means 8.8 divided by 10. On your paper, you'll write that that equals 0.88. So I'm thinking of all my choices, this is the best choice, A. Look how they tried to trick you here on C. I have 8 and 8, but my decimal is between the 8s. So they're trying to trick you here. That is the tricky answer. And also notice where they got the 10 from and the 1.14. They got the 10 from right here. The 1.14 is just a plain nonsense answer. And the 8.8, the decimal's in the wrong spot, but they just took the number right here, 8.8, and wrote it down here to try to trick you. All right, don't monkey around, because we're going to work the same problem one different way. You pick the strategy that is easiest for you. Here's another strategy that we could do. You're going to pick any ordered pair to use if it's in the corner of the box. So this is what I mean. Don't make an ordered pair right here. It's not in the corner of the box here or here. So as long as you use an ordered pair that's in one of these corners, you're good to go. Again, do not pick an ordered pair right here. It's not in the corner of the box. So I'm going to use these two ordered pairs. And notice for both of them, visual people, they are in a corner of the box. So if you would, put a dot here and label it 20, 17.6. How'd you get that, Mr. Phillips? Easy. I went over 20 and then I went up to 17.6. So please write that ordered pair on your paper. And write the ordered pair 10, 8.8. Again, visual people, I went over to 10 and I went up to 8.8. The other way you could work the problem, you could say slope is known as a change in y over the change in x. So on your paper, please write that slope is the change in y over the change in x. Now, I'm going to use the two ordered pairs up here. I have an x and a y, x and a y. So what will I do? I will say that my y is 17.6, 17.6. My other y is 8.8, 8.8. Change means I'm going to subtract. So put a subtraction sign in between them. Change in y over the change in x. So now I'll use my x. 20, 20, 10, 10. Change means subtract. So I'm going to subtract those. Please do it on your paper. When you do that, bada bing, bada boom, you should get 8.8 over 10. Well, that's really strange because we go back to the slide before. Look at that, 8.8 over 10. What a coinkydink. No, not really. It works both ways. Now, we'll do like we did before. 8.8 over 10 means 8.8 divided by 10. We should get the same answer as last time. 0.88. 0.88. Now, some of you say, but Mr. Phillips, this way is longer, the other way is faster. Yes, the other way is faster, but keep in mind, you need to know how to do both ways for the FCAT, because on some of the problems, the way they draw it, this might be the only way for you to come up with the answer. So you need to know how to do change in y over change in x. All right, peeps, let's wrap it up. Bubble in the correct answer for 10, which is the letter A as in awesome, because you are awesome. Guys, I'm going to ask that you put your packet back on the counter and return your iPod so I can get it charged for the next class. Awesome job, guys.